starting lineups include Kobe Bryant playing very well at their center position. Meanwhile, for Phoenix, Steve Nash and Raja Bell both sitting it out, try and get themselves healthy for the postseason. So Leandro Barbosa and Boris Diaw will start in the backcourt. Nash,
Bryant, but also from Lamar Odom.
We've seen so many wacky things happen in the past couple of weeks as the ball knocked out of bounds, and they're going to re-jump it. But the only way for the Lakers not to make the playoffs is if they lose their final two games. Their final game is Wednesday against New Orleans, Oklahoma City, and for Utah to win their final three. Again, an unlikely scenario, but you just never know. You have to take care of business. And the Lakers would certainly like to do it here this afternoon against the Suns team, missing a number of players. And you see Sacramento behind the Lakers, but they own the tiebreaker in case those two finish. Kwame Brown misses the first one, and Diaw playing in the backcourt. He's been so versatile for them this year as Tim Thomas throws up a quick three.
Pace is going to be upbeat, very fast. The Lakers cannot afford lulls in this game.
Oh, beautiful move. Not a bad way to start for Kobe Bryant.
Well, he's been on fire, and we know not just for the last month, but for the entire season. When you lead your league in scoring and then in closing out games, there's no one better than Kobe Bryant.
And he's coming off a 50-point game, his sixth of the season of at least 50. That was on Friday night in their victory against Portland. Thomas kicks it out. Barbosa with two on the shot clock, stolen by Bryant.
That's where he's a cat. He's so quick in the passing lanes. You cannot just make an automatic pass. You've got to really do not thread the needle with defense with Kobe Bryant.
Marion shot won't go. Here's Bryant. And the Cat is ninth in the NBA in steals in addition to all the scoring. Knocks down a three.
If you have not seen him this year, we have no idea where you were. But he does attempt 6 threes a game.
His three-point shooting has been superb. In fact, Phil Jackson talking about that yesterday as Bryant pumps Sean Marion and picks up his first. Not a bad start.
No, he's off and running here today. He's all business, no doubt about it. You could see it while he was warming up. He's playing the lanes. He realizes how big this game is. So does everyone else. But now can you raise your game to meet the pressure?
The last time that these two teams met was about 10 days ago in Phoenix. The Lakers lost, but Bryant had 51 in that game. He's had 50-plus twice in the past week. Back-to-back Fridays as Marion goes 1 for 2.
He said the pressure on the Lakers today, transition defense and getting up and closing off the three-point shooters of Phoenix.
Marion, terrific defenders on Bryant, goes for the fake. Boy, he makes it look effortless even though the shot doesn't go. Grant the rebound. Phoenix Suns wearing some retro jerseys from back in 1976. As Tim Thomas can't connect. And Lamar Odom the rebound. Boy, Odom really coming on. Back-to-back triple-doubles. And what a difference it makes for the Lakers when he plays well.
Mike, he's had a solid season, but now in the last two, he's stepping up. Let's face it, the pressure is on for this ball club to make the playoffs, and the leading two guys are doing it.
Kwame Brown, again, has also picked up his play. Good hard drive and a foul. And Kwame Brown with a chance for a three-point play.
Mike, when you play the Lakers, when you play Phoenix, the key is you work inside out. You go right at them. You force their front court people to play. One thing is, they lack shot blocking. So when you do not have a premier shot blocker, you should take them to the rim. Do not settle for the jump shot.
Kwame Brown hitting the free throw. Chris Mim is still out with a ankle injury. In the 16 games since he's been out, Kwame Brown's been starting. He's averaging over 12 points and nearly 9 rebounds a game. Really his best stretch all season. Had some struggles early in the year. Barbosa. You see how Phoenix struggles without Mr. Nash out there on the floor.
Well, in the early going, LA doing an excellent job in not getting beat off the dribble.
And good impressive play for Brown, who acknowledges Lamar Odom's pretty fast.
What he's doing better now, Mike, is he's catching the ball in traffic and he can hit that jump hook.
Grant can't connect. And Luke Walton, another player, starting to play well. It's been much more of a team effort recently for the Lakers, who are just on an unbelievable start. It's 14-1.
I like what Walton brings to the Pet game here. He's not only a good shooter, but he's a terrific dribbler and a creator. Gives them another assist now.
Grant trying to operate his double team. Tim Thomas, shot clock again winding down. We've seen it wind down about 4 times. How often does that ever happen with Phoenix?
You see, Walton is another asset. He can take the ball and start the break for you. And that's one thing that the Lakers are better at now since the All-Star game. Their transition game, their execution in the break. Excellent.
No need to do a double take on the score. That's correct. 6.
How lucky can one guy be?
About on the floor this afternoon, does this young Laker team need to get a win in order to prove to the young guys that they can compete against the Suns? And he said, we just need to continue to play well and to stay healthy. Bryant said that, once the playoffs come around, the slate is wiped clean. Phil Jackson and I have enough playoff experience that regardless of the psychological hurdle, we should be able to get through to these guys with anything. Mike?
All right, Lisa, and obviously without Nash and Rajah Bell and key players in Phoenix, the game really meaningless for the Suns as Bryant misfires on that one. But all 3 victories that Phoenix had during the regular season were by double figures. A lot of the games weren't close.
No, but she's right, and Kobe Bryant is right. And by saying that, when you start the playoffs, you start anew. And they are playing with a higher intensity and more confidence. And anytime that your 2 best guys are putting up great games, meaning Odom and Kobe Bryant, anything can happen in a series.
Odom call for a delay of game as he grabbed the ball afterwards. That's something that you certainly try and slow it down against Phoenix, and there's the season series.
But you can see the difference in the points. It's like a +11. But then the main thing is the bench points. That's where Phoenix is a better team than they were a year ago. The bench points, excellent.
Grant misses. Now for the Phoenix Suns, today has, we keep saying it's a meaningless game standings as Kwame Brown misses and a late whistle and a foul. But there are some things that they need to work on. For example, Brian Grant, they will need him in the playoffs. Tim Thomas to keep him getting acclimated with his new team.
Well, they're going big with today up front by saying they're playing Marion and Thomason and Grant. They need Grant to get in shape because you know that as you move through the playoffs, you're going to need him to wear down other big people. So he isn't an established guy. He's playoff ready. He's a guy that has scored tons of points and can rebound in traffic. They need that toughness. Now Barbosa, by playing on the point here today, the pace is going to be different if Nash is running the club or Barbosa is running the club. What I like so far in the early going for LA, they're holding Phoenix to 1-shot attempt.
Laker defense much improves as Barbosa knocks down the 3. Barbosa, one of the premier 3-point shooters this season. And what a year it has been. The 3rd-year player out of Brazil has really come on. Bryant gets inside, plenty of contact. Ran the rebound.
Yeah, he was hit hard that time. Now this guy right here, look at that. That was, he got banged there. We just had 2 fouls. One going one way, one going the other.
Letting them play in the early going. Bryant wide open for 3. Grant doing a good job on the boards.
Now remember what we said earlier. You cannot play their tempo. You play their tempo, they're going to hit a hot streak, and they're going to come right back at you in a hurry.
Thomas, after hitting that shot, yelling at Kevin Fair, one of the officials, so a lot of complaints early. Officials letting him run up and down the floor. Lakers shooting 57% to start. Here's Odom. Odom in just a beautiful groove right now. His all-around game.
He has terrific talent. When you talk about a guy 6'10", he's a 3-point shooter. He's a post-up guy, and then he is your best assist guy.
Walton the rebound. You've got 2 guys out there with Odom and Walton. Nice pass, ball kick. Who can really make plays at that forward position.
Well, if you do not have a true point guard, then what you need is other people to make the assist. Now, we know that Lamar Odom is outstanding for a big man, especially a power forward. And then when you put Walton into the mix, he can create off the dribble. And what the other major plus is, Walton can handle the middle of the break.
Phil Jackson calling both playmakers. That's what they've been doing recently. He's also said Walton's been shooting the ball much better. He looks to pass first, not that time, but converts.
In the early going, they're going down inside, posting people up, and I like also the emphasis of Kwame Brown early, Mike.
Key for the Lakers this year has been the development of the team. Thomas draws the foul. Odom just shuffled the feet. He picks up his first and smiles at the call. I think Thomas will shoot 2. Just for the Lakers, you need to develop.
I'll do it for you, Mike. And then also the 3rd scorer. Now, Kwame Brown, the last 12 games, has stepped up. He's getting you double-figure points for your 3rd scorer. And then for George, to come in off the bench, and then for their bench people to make a contribution.
Thomas gets the bounce. Our NBA calendar tonight on NBA TV. The Pistons hosting the Knicks. Meanwhile, on Wednesday night on ESPN, Clippers and the Mavericks, followed by Denver playing at Seattle. Still some work to be done in the West in terms of the seeds. Denver's not going to have home court in the first round despite winning their division. Clippers will. Be interesting to see who finishes 5th and 6th between the Clippers and Memphis.
Well, Memphis right now only has 2 games remaining, and I just can't believe that they would go 0-2.
Odom has Diaw on him. Good ball handling from Odom. Nice aggressive move.
He's so talented, Mike. Once he gets down in there on that right side of the floor and he comes across the sweeping lefty hook, that's what you say. He can finish. He can finish off the dribble. He can finish on a post up.
Marion almost made something out of nothing. It was a poor pass. And Walton comes the other way. Terrific bounce pass. And the Lakers so efficient offensively to start.
That's why he's in there. He's making the game easy for the other people.
Ball poked away. Bryant defensively has also come out strong. Draws the foul. This crowd on their edge early in terms of watching Kobe Bryant. A terrific start from Bryant and the Lakers.
Now, if we get a friend at the NFL here, would Kobe Bryant be your flanker or would he be your tight end? All right, because that was just an incredible catch running down the floor, and then the presence to get up a high percentage shot. Now, for most guys, that was a difficult shot at the angle, but for Kobe Bryant, that's one of his pet moves.
And the chance of MVP, which he's been hearing in recent weeks. Bryant's scoring has just been unbelievable, obviously, all season long, over 35 a game, and his shooting percentage up at 45% now.
Well, this is what makes him go, and that's getting to the foul line. He gets there 10 times a night. He takes the physical contact, and then when you add all of the acrobatic moves, and then the fact that he closes out games, quite a package.
He's not the only MVP candidate, though, in the building. We saw Steve Nash and there's James Jones with a nice shot. Some would even throw Sean Marion into the picture. But if this does turn out to be the first-round matchup, which would start next weekend in Phoenix, it's going to be fun to watch. Tommy Brown can't finish, and Jones the rebound.
Yeah, but he's going strong to the basket. I'm a coach on the Lakers. I like what we're seeing. He's stepping in, he's going strong.
James Jones, another one of those players who's had his best year coming off the bench.
This is why we said earlier, can you stay with them in transition? You just cannot run back to the foul line. When they come down the floor, Phoenix are looking for the perimeter shot, preferably the 3. You've got to get to them early.
Odom trying to draw some contact. Walton keeps it alive. But James Jones, very active off the bench. Able to come up with it. No hesitation from Tim Thomas. Thomas, of course, who sat out most of the season after the Bulls let him go. Kobe Bryant, Freddie moves, gets the oohs and ahs from the crowd.
Oh, boy.
Magic loves it.
That's right. No shot blockers in this game at either end of the floor. Consequently, go big, go strong.
As did Sean Marion.
Now just keep an eye on the crossover right here. And then the ability to either finish with the left hand or give you the reverse spin. Hey, now you know for him to get off his chair, that had to be a pretty move, okay? Come on. He gets up, but he doesn't get up often.
Meanwhile, he's got to like the passing. Some nifty passing early from the Lakers. Excellent ball movement.
No, I like it. I like what we're seeing here today. We know that they're playing with a ton of confidence, especially here on their home floor, and then also the fact that Phoenix is a little shorthanded.
Here at home, the Lakers have won 4 in a row. They're 25-14 at the Staples Center. Nice entry pass. Kwame Brown was right there but couldn't finish.
Now that's the second one, Mike, that he's left that's whirled around the basket, but he's going strong.
And the Lakers off.
You're watching NBA Sunday on ABC.
NBA Sunday on ABC.
Players are never in a hurry. Watch the head fake. That's it. Got the defender to commit.
Points, the 26 you referred to, both surpassing Elgin Baylor's old records. As Bryant has just been brilliant. Alley-oop, Marion again. Tough pass. Unable to control it. Diaw is on Kwame Brown. Diaz done a nice job defensively, being outsized much night.
Well, he's fighting him. See, he's fronting him, and he's putting the pressure on the passer.
Shot clock down to 5. Push Parker off the dribble. Not a good shot. Ball kept alive by Bryant, but a 24-second violation. And again, you look at some of the great years in franchise history. Elgin Baylor, of course, the top 2 scoring before this year, and the great Jerry West.
2 guys who could put the ball in the hoop and then play under pressure.
Marion, tough push shot, ball knocked loose.
Once again, this is the advantage with Odom and Walton in there. They have 2 guys who can start the break for you, and that takes the pressure off of Kobe, so Kobe can run the lane and spot himself up.
Pretty block by Sean Marion, and Barbosa able to score down the other end. It was a perfect setup. Walton was going to have a layup. Marion, who leads this team in so many different categories, made a terrific play.
You look at the clock. They're only 9 down. I mean, they're not even playing well. And that's why I say you've got to pay attention and take them strong to the rim. Now, the Lakers have been inside the lane 3 times, and they've left a couple short.
Shot clock down to 3. Walton struggles. They just get it off in time, and another 24-second violation. Pretty good defense from the Suns.
Well, a good plus there, Mike. Absolutely. Good observation. The Suns are picking up their defense. They went to their bench, and when they came with House and Jones, they've added a little quickness, a little bit tougher pressure on the perimeter people, so they're not getting beaten off the dribble.
Of course, the Phoenix Suns, after last year losing to San Antonio in the playoffs, decided to get better defensively. They got guys like Raja Bell, again, who's not playing. Kurt Thomas, who probably won't be back until at least the 3rd round. So they'll miss those 2. Go! And as Dial misfires on his shot. Barbosa is now guarding Bryant. Raja Bell is probably the best defender on the team in terms of guarding Kobe Bryant. Here's the double team. Bryant gets inside. Pretty play again.
Not only does he catch the ball in between the rotator coming, and then the presence of mind to ward off and come up underneath the basket and use the rim. Beautiful.
14 points for Kobe Bryant. Sean Marion can't get it to go. Suns shooting just 34%. They're the 3rd best shooting team in the NBA this year. Walton lets it go. That's a 2-pointer. And Luke Walton's playing well here in the opening period.
Well, you have to honor Walton now, Mike, not just with the dribble and the passing, but the fact that he can make the shot and hit the jump shot facing up to about 18. You know, he's dangerous.
Diao gets fancy. House. Instant offense off the bench. That went in and out.
But they're getting good looks now, Mike. In the last 3 to 4 minutes, they're getting good looks at the basket.
So the Lakers will hold it for the final shot. Bryant goes high up. Won't go. And that'll end.
Keep attacking the basket. 24-8. They cannot stop you, and the only shot blocker out there that they have is Marion. And if he's out guarding on the perimeter, you can get to the hole at ease.
James Jones, quick shot. Sasha Vujacic has come on, so it's Parker, Vujacic, Brian Cook on for the first time, along with Devin George and Lamar Odom.
Well, the Lakers played their entire quarter with 5 players.
Devin George, and again, Odom setting him up beautifully. That's their 10th assist already.
You like that. Come on, that's how the game is supposed to be. It's an easy game if you play the game correctly.
And you can see that development for the Lakers over the course of the season. Bryant getting confidence in his teammates. Barbosa stripped by Vujacic.
Now that's hard to do, to stop Barbosa off the dribble. And in this first half, they are doing an excellent job keeping him out of the paint.
And Parker wisely doesn't take the shot, right? Slows it down, just like the coach said.
That's exactly right.
Gets it back, but misses the layup.
Now that's the 4th one that they've laid up there that's rimmed the basket. Just take your time because you're getting there. That's the key thing.
Here's Vujacic. That's a quick 3. Way off, but Odom on the long rebound. 21-10, the rebounding department in favor of the Lakers.
Well, both teams only with 2 offensive rebounds.
Is it deflected? Yes, Steve Javi says. So still Laker ball with 13.
Vujicic was looking there, Mike, to get Odom to go to the corner. The area, his space was wide open.
You hear the Lakers talk so much about the triangle offense and how it takes a while to get used to it. Is that overrated, really?
Yeah, I would say that the main thing comes down to, do players shoot quick out of the triangle? How good is the defensive team that is playing against them? There are only so many things you can do once the pass is made. So what it comes down to is, if you're coming here from a place that does not have set plays and they just run and gun, yeah, of course it's going to be difficult for you.
Meanwhile, Pat Burke had a difficult shot. Beautiful block from Odom. Odom showing his full repertoire. This Parker forces it, draws the foul, and puts it in.
The main thing about the triangle, Mike, to get back to your question, is your floor spacing. When you run the triangle correctly, floor spacing is there, and no one defender will play two players. But that's what Phil was upset about at the end of the first quarter. He wanted better spacing. Get to the triangle spots that you're supposed to get to, and it will even be easier.
He didn't look upset there. He was happy as his team is trying to clinch their playoff berth.
Mike, I think he'll take a +18 anytime. Yeah.
Which is the largest lead so far. There's Pat Burke. Burke getting some extra duty as, again, Mike D'Antoni only has 9 players available here this afternoon. The Suns, it's all set. They're the number 2 seed. That's been secured. So the Lakers still could be 7th, 8th, or a long shot out of the playoffs. Burke lost it. And Brian Cook took another guy off the bench. You can hit some shots. Nice pass again. Everybody getting involved in some pretty bounce passes.
Players will always continue to cut to the basket out of their offense, whatever the set is on the backdoor move, if the player will deliver the pass. And when that is happening, chemistry is at its best. Everyone is happy.
So Smush Parker will go to the free throw line. Parker, the 24-year-old, in his 3rd year in the league, knocks down the first. Reminder, next weekend, Hale Irwin, Ben Crenshaw, Tom Kite will head the field at the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf. ABC Sports will have live coverage beginning at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, right before the NBA playoffs tip off next week on ABC. Irwin, Crenshaw, and Kite. Those are 3 pretty good names.
Not bad.
That's some pretty good NBA legends here this afternoon. We saw Magic. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is wandering around. There's Kareem.
Kareem. Little birthday time today, 59 years of age. Doing an excellent job with the front court young talent that they have with the Lakers. And it's nice yesterday, Mike, when we're talking to the young players, how they respect the work ethic and what is going on here. They're all developing back to the basket moves.
20-point lead for the Lakers. Vujicic at that time.
If you do a decent job on a 2-man game defensively, like Phoenix is doing, they will keep them in a jump shooting game. And that's what the Lakers do not want to have happen. They want to play that 2-man game, turn the corner, and get to the rim.
Diop, foul on his way to the basket. And we'll take a break. With just 3
over the last 4 to 5 days in the East, if should not even be mentioned. Okay.
Meanwhile, one thing that won't be an if next weekend, NBA playoffs begin on ABC Sports. First round coverage gets underway Saturday, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. We'll have it for you right here on ABC, the home of the NBA Finals.
If Phoenix is going to make any kind of a run here, they got to get off to 29% shooting. That is a major problem, plus no second shot attempts. The Lakers are doing an excellent job.
Eddie House, way short. The Suns really struggling from the field. Part of it, the Laker defense has been sharp. There's Aaron McKee. McKee, who's missed most of the season with a quad injury, back healthy, and he could help them. Certainly an experienced veteran. Kobe Bryant's long three-pointer. Devin George tracks down. George tied up, and he calls a timeout. Kevin Barrett in the air at first. A timeout call by George.
Well, Phoenix did a nice job on the trap down on the baseline, not only in one situation.
Him when he was in Milwaukee, when you were an assistant there. What do you remember most about Jabbar?
I'll tell you what, he was a terrific, hard-working guy. We had Oscar Robertson at the end of his career, and then we had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was going to win the MVP award for the third time in his first 4 seasons. It was just an absolute joy to be around him. I was taken back by how dedicated the guy was and how hard he worked at his game. And then, when you think of what he did at the college level, only losing 2 games in 3 years, first time I ever saw him, Schenectady, New York, a Christmas tournament back in 1959-60. Kareem was 15 years old, playing for Powell Memorial. Pat Riley was playing for Schenectady. We had a team in there from Cranford, New Jersey, and then it was Amsterdam, New York. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. He was just so developed at that age, and that was a great high school team, Powell Memorial. He had 4 other guys around him who could really play.
Boy getting a nice ovation. We were talking to Kwame Brown yesterday and said, Kwame Brown said one of the things that he's really learned from Jabbar, nice feet inside, Thomas's foul, is repetition. Keep doing the same thing, get good at it, and Brown said he's learned quite a bit from him.
Inside the basket and shoot, and naturally the ball cannot go through the basket.
This is before practice starts.
Before practice starts, and he worked on his hook, chase the rebound down, get it, do his drop step moves, back to the basket and work it. I was shocked. That was my first day of practice coming from the college level. I was taken back by his work ethic. I said to him, why the rebound ring inside the basket? He said, because then every time I shoot it looks like the Atlantic Ocean. And I think with the 6 MVPs and the #1 scorer in the history of the game, I think he was right.
Absolutely. Jabbar, of course, helping out Phil Jackson this year. Wanted to get him coaching. He's coached in various different places. Bryant Cook turnaround shot. Nice move from Cook.
Continue to go down inside, punish him down in there. Do not go away from your inside game and your paint game. It's been good to you.
Diao inside. Thomas spots up. Thomas just 1 for 7 from the field. Suns have missed their last 10 shots and are now at 27% for the game. Kobe Bryant tried to bank it. Mike, he was fouled.
You make a great point, Mike. But they're getting good looks. I mean, it isn't like they're not, getting good looks at the basket. You have to make the good look.
Thomas, good second effort, gets hammered. Coach Parker, and he'll shoot a couple.
With all these misses, there have been a ton of chances to get to the offensive glass. Now, we know Phoenix last in offensive, first in three-point makes, last in offensive rebound. So they're also last in foul shot attempts. But the rebounds are there for you to get here today. Now it comes down to your spacing and your front court people getting to the glass. And then, because if you do get a second shot attempt, most of them are inside of 8 to 10 feet. And when that happens, fouls happen. People foul people because you're within 8 to 10 feet.
You see Jimmy Jackson coming in. Parker sits. Skeetish Philly's going to come in. All right, how about with Phoenix, Shuby? As Parker gets a nice ovation, they're 10-10 in their last 20 games. Now, part of it is Mike D'Antoni has rested some of his starters, played them less minutes. Part of it was Amari Stoudemire when he came back, kind of threw him off kilter for about a week. But is that a concern right now for this team?
Well, I think it's a concern when you put it up this way. Out of their last 10 road games, they're 3-7. They're giving up 113 points a game, and they cannot match it offensively. And then when you say that they're small, they are a small front line, when you think of standards here in the NBA. Now, their pace, their style of play, outstanding. But they need the engine. The engine is Nash, because Nash makes the game easy, and he gets down inside off the dribble. You cannot stop him, and he sets you up for movement without the ball, or he sets you up for an open three-point shot attempt.
You saw him smiling there. They put him up on the big screen here at the Staples Center. Nash, being the nice, pleasant fellow that he is, waved, and the crowd booed him when he waved. Of course, he an MVP candidate as well. Second straight year if he won it. It would be pretty amazing what he's done as he's gotten better as he's gotten older.
Well, think about it, Mike. Over 50% from the field, over 40% in threes, over 90 on the foul line. It's only been done 3 other times in the history of the NBA. Not bad.
And he's, of course, picked up his scoring with Stoudemire out. Skeetish Philly draws the foul. Nice move. As Cook commits the personal.
Now, if you're listening to what Nash did now, 50 from the field, over 40 from 3, over 90 on the line. The only other guys that do it throughout the season, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, and Mark Price with the old Cleveland team. Now, when you think about that, that blows you away. Now, Steve Kerr did it, but he did not have enough attempts to be put into that category.
Now you look at Nash and the kind of year he's had, Kobe Bryant and the kind of year he's had, and you see what he's done. Of course, had those terrific years in Dallas and 2 great years in Phoenix. One concept between the two of them, they're in incredible shape. The conditioning that both those players have to be in and night out because they carry and shoulder so much of the load.
Absolutely. And they're the guys that do it for you at crunch time because they both can make it happen.
Jackson. In and out. Jackson, the former Phoenix Sun.
It's nice to see him getting time here today because, you know, once he came and joined the ball club, the minutes have not been there for him. He's a proven double-figure scorer if he gets...
We'll talk with the Hall of Famer when we come back.
15, Channel 52.
Kareem, first of all, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much.
And when they announced it was your birthday here in the arena, you got a standing ovation. What does that feel like?
Must be a lot of old timers in here. You know, I haven't played in 17 years. It's nice that fans remember and still appreciate me.
What kind of special plans do you have after the game for your birthday?
Not much. You know, I have dinner with my kids. I have 2 kids that live here in Los Angeles, so we'll have something to eat and maybe a few laughs.
Now, Mitch Kupchak told me a funny story in training camp in July, or in October rather, about how when he brought you in for an interview, you wore a suit and tie, and he said, Kareem, there was no need for a suit and tie, and you said that you wanted to make a good first impression. Why would you feel that you need to make an impression on anyone, being who you are?
Well, you know, it's been so long since I've been involved in basketball coaching. I had a brief stint with the Clippers in the year 2000, and it was really just only envisioned being temporary. So I wanted to make sure that they knew I was serious. And, you know, it's pretty simple. Now,
Phil Jackson wanted you here to help young Andrew Bynum. How is he coming along?
I think Andrew's doing very well. You know, for someone who's just turned 18, he's got a lot to learn. But he has a great attitude. He wants to be a part of this league and do well at it, and he's a gifted athlete, and he has every opportunity to do well. And I hope I'm able to help him get to where he wants to go.
You've watched this team all season long now. How close are the Lakers to being a championship contender?
That's a tough question because they've been so up and down, and a lot of their fortunes have gone up and down on the back of Kobe Bryant. A great team really doesn't have to rely on one player to make his fortune. I think 1 or 2 players would be a big difference for this team and take the pressure off of one person to make it happen every night.
Now, you mentioned Kobe Bryant, and he's always compared to a guy that you played with, Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant as an MVP, do you see it?
Well, I think he's very valuable to this team. There are a whole lot of games that we would not have won this year if he wasn't scoring 35, 40 points a game, and he certainly should be a contender. I know that they will pick someone that deserves it. Kobe might not be everybody's first choice, but if he wins it, he will be a good choice. So either way it goes, I think he's had an outstanding year, and it's been wonderful watching it. It's funny for me, I at age 13 in 1960, I saw Elgin Baylor score 71, and then this year I saw Kobe get 81. It's a funny thing, to be present at both games. I think I'm the only person that's done that.
All right. Well, Kobe Bryant calls you the walking myth. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, thank you very much, and again, happy birthday, Mike.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. I asked that question about Dylan George's steal year. Here comes the MVP candidate. Brian makes it look easy. This might be the most difficult year in a long time in terms of truly trying to narrow it down and pick an MVP.
Well, you couldn't go even to 8 deep. We all know that there are 6 guys definitely in contention. It's not going to be an easy choice.
Jones stripped and fouled. And then Jackson grabbed him on the arm. The Lakers making this one easy, playing the Suns without Steve Nash. Nash is up there with first one of his teammates, as you mentioned, Sean Marion.
Well, when you think of what Nash has accomplished here, you're talking 6 guys, 6 new guys in your 8 to 9 man rotation. 6 guys who are not only doing it for you night in, night out, 4 of them are averaging double figures. He is the guy who makes this whole thing go. You can say a style of play, but there has to be a key ingredient. He's the engine that gets everything in the open floor, the guy who opens up the three-point shooting. And you can see today, the Laker defense has been able to just cut them off, force them into low shooting percentages, but more important, very few off the dribble to the basket type of effect. Well, that's what coaches love about a guy like Nash. He's invaluable. You cannot describe exactly how much of his contribution that there is. It's just overwhelming.
Well, his team normally shoots 48% from the field. They're shooting 30%. And again, look at his numbers have gone up in terms of scoring. And that's something he needed to do that he doesn't really like to do. He'd much rather pass as McKee gets the rebound. 53-29. There's been a Laker runaway right from a 16-1 start. Kobe Bryant hammered. And he'll shoot 2.
Now that was an excellent post-up. If you're running on the break, run to the defensive circle. You're 3 to 4 feet in front of the rim and get in the paint. And it's an unbelievable stat. If you do it 100 times, 100 times the defender will be behind you. It's incredible how they never front you. You're that close to the basket. It's the easiest place to post the player up.
Kwame Brown, this is the first. Brown, of course, this is his first year with the Lakers. And Brown had his rough time with the Washington Wizards. Work ethic was questioned. At times he had some problems with some of his teammates, but he's starting to put it together. You forget he was the #1 overall pick coming out of high school, and that's not easy for a young man. He made some mistakes. Looks like he banged himself on the leg and wincing a little bit, but he's come a long way this year.
Well, he's asking to come out right now. You can see he's gingerly walking, and he's hurt. With 16 games missed by Christmas, this is number 17. He stepped up. And by stepping up, we mean 12 points, 8 to 9 rebounds a game, and then he is doing an excellent job defensively. That's the thing which you can kind of overlook. No, he's guarding the centers and doing a very good job. And that's the first thing that the coaching staff will tell you.
There you see, since Mim went out with that ankle injury, Brown is putting up some strong numbers. His post defense is also getting some rates. Kevin Garnett was one that said how he played him.
Oh, he's still a young Colt. You know what I mean? And when he gets minutes, he's feeling confident now because he's had success. And, it's a little cycle. And unfortunately for him in Washington, there was so much pressure on the young guy that was very difficult. Here, he's fit right into the triangle offense. He's doing a nice job. And as he learned it, it's comfortable for him now. And then coaching staff giving him the minutes.
Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant's last shot gets him 25. How about that shot from Sean Marion?
That just got a little rain and got 4 pigeons that were going through it, okay?
Marion with 10 points. But the Suns, it's an uphill battle without Steve Nash. Again, Nash's injury is not serious. Just a little banged up, wants some rest. Bryant can't connect. Just under 3 minutes remaining here in the second. Lakers win, and they clinch a playoff berth. Marion comes right back with a three.
Anytime Marion played against Phoenix when I was coaching there, he would kill us with 3-point shots because you take your power forward out into that position. Your power forward does not want to go out. They'll stay back at the foul line area, and he can knock them down.
McKee knocks that one down, and it's nice to see him back playing. McKee is one of the real professionals and terrific role player. With times he's also done some good scoring. Former 6-man winner. Terrific years with Philadelphia. Barbosa. And Stevie Billy getting some extra minutes.
Nice pass.
Jones. It's going to be Laker ball. Suns just 3 of 11 from 3. Some of his teammates, certainly as the season has gone on.
Well, I think the total picture is evolving here. We all know that he was one of the top perimeter player in the game. Now he's the #1 2-guard in basketball. And when you say even on the perimeter, well, now you toss that up. You got LeBron James at small forward. You have Wade, you got Kobe, but he's answering the bell. And what I like about it is the nice talk of all of the players when you talk to him and ask how it is to play with Kobe Bryant.
Parker, not that time. All batted around. Here comes Diao.
Now this is what we need. This is what we have not seen today. See, we have not seen the open floor game. In order to get in the open floor game, you've got to get defensive stops. You've got to get the ball out, not allow the team to get to the offensive glass. They've not been able to do that, so consequently, they've not been able to get the easy layups on the break.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons they're shooting 29% from the field. Odom gets it inside, tried to jam it in there, wouldn't go. All batted around. Parker tips it, and it's going to be Laker ball.
Now, in this first half, now we know that the Lakers are piling it on here. They're up 22 points, and when you consider that is the 6th drive to the basket that's gone around the rim and just not dropped. So the opportunities are there, and they're learning a good lesson here today. Just take the ball to the glass and make the game in the paint yours.
Odom, nice move, foul. He was playing with such confidence, and as you said earlier, he's not rushing anything.
No, I liked his game, and I always have. I thought that when he was with Miami, Pat Riley had him a lot out at the top of the circle, and he was dynamite because he could shoot the three from out there. He can take you off the dribble strong to the basket on the left side. You know he's an excellent post-up player. And then if you foul him, he goes to the line. Very good foul shooter, except today.
Well, this is his second year with the Lakers. He was acquired in that deal. He sent Shaquille O'Neal to Miami. Here from Jamaica, Queens. Marion. Well, you don't realize how difficult that shot is. He makes it look easy.
That's right. And it's right in the defender's face, and you say, gee, why didn't he get a piece of that? Well, night in and night out doesn't happen.
Well, they got a piece of Kobe Bryant that time, although Marion felt it should have been a charge.
Just keep an eye on Sean here. See where it is? It's right out in front of you. Now, you have to be close to him. But this guy is one of the best leapers that we have in the game. He's a quick jumper. So when he's coming off the dribble, boom, he's up in the air, and he's above you defensively because you're trying to regather yourself together so you can get up and pressure the shot.
Bryant gets the first, his more MVP chance.
Mike, today we said at the top, he gets to the line 10 times a night. All the great scorers get to the line a lot. He is already attempting his 12th foul shot in this game.
Also has 4 assists, 4 rebounds, a couple of steals.
Well, you made a good point earlier, Mike. You said that Phil Jackson would like him to step back a little bit next year. He will not have to score as many points. But we all know that he can rebound, and he can also get assists. A year ago, he was pushing also for 25, 7, and 7.
Skeeter knocks down the 3. Earlier this season, Jackson felt he needed again to have those big games. Barbosa knocks it away. And not that time, as the first half comes to an end.
To lay the ball out there. So let's see them come to life here right now.
For those who talk about Steve Nash as an MVP candidate, that first half, just show it to people, and that's going to be a good way to try and make your argument.
Well, Sean Marion is going to step up here right now. He's 6 for 12 in the game, and I'm glad that he tried to take over there in the second quarter. They got to get him involved.
Wally Brown, an easy score. Brown with a solid first half. He now has 10 for the game.
Now, once again, Mike, he's doing his job. He's getting down inside, and he's posting up in the lane. Look at that right there, right above that little circle. And at the high school and college level, do it right down there on the circle around the half court, along the foul line. Because the defender will play behind you. You have him at your mercy. He's on your back.
Wally Brown, who used to get beat up by his older brothers playing with him. He was the 7th of 8 kids growing up just outside of Savannah in Georgia. And played a lot of basketball with his brothers, a lot of football as well. We kind of get him ready to play here in the NBA as Barbosa throws it away. And a foul called on Diao.
See, Walton has a big IQ. They're really a high IQ for this game. He plays the passing lanes really well. You wouldn't call him fast or super quick. He just plays with his head. Out on the break, he'll get that rebound, start the break, and pass the ball up ahead. He puts a lot of pressure on you.
Blocked in the goaltender.
I'll tell you right now, I think Thomas has a pretty good point. Thomas said that he got it before the ball hit the board. Let's see what happens here. That was close. A bad angle there for us. He thought that he got it before it touched the backboard.
Meanwhile, it a 23-point lead for the Lakers. Thomas rushed that shot.
He's having a horrible game.
1 for 9. Thomas, of course, he's had his ups and downs. Has some nice games. Bad pass deflected. And it's last touch by Tim Thomas. So Laker ball. Tim Thomas started the year in Chicago. He was acquired by the Bulls from the Knicks, but they did not like his work ethic and his attitude. They told him to go home. He sat home for several months. Signed with Phoenix in March. He's helped them a little bit. Been inconsistent at times, but they'll definitely be able to use him come the postseason. He actually had one of the best stretches of his career in the playoffs when he was with Milwaukee several years ago.
Well, Mike, he's a double-figure scorer, and he can stretch your defense because he is a three-point shooter. Now, not today, he's having a difficult day, but when he is on his game, and that's what Mike D'Antoni and the coaching staff is hoping for. Playoff time, that he can stretch the defense and do his thing.
He can't hit anything this afternoon. 1 for 10 now, as the Lakers have opened up their largest lead, a 26-point advantage. Odom. Ball picked away by Marion, and kicking foul called on Luke Walton. Walton, as you mentioned, doing a good job. He was banged up earlier in the season, and now healthy. And Phil Jackson, as we said, he likes his smarts, which you just talked about. He likes his ability to be a playmaker. Done a little bit of everything. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Poked away. Marion takes it away from Tim Thomas and knocks it down. Sean Marion, the one certainly able to hit some shots. He's got 20.
Two guys have got to step up for Phoenix. Marion, he's doing his thing. We know Barbosa's having a good time because he's trying to run the half-court offense. But Diaw, Diaw and Thomas, if they come to life here right now, you can make a run.
Looking to push. Again, the Phoenix Suns playing without Steve Nash and Rajah Bell. They're starting backcourt. With Marion trying to keep it alive. Both those players nursing injuries. Nash certainly not serious. Bell's got a difficult quad injury, but they both should be ready for the playoffs next week.
Well, they need Bell for the defense on the two guards, and especially on the matchup with Kobe Bryant.
And Thomas does a nice job saving at that time. Barbosa, wide open three. And that's rare. He's been knocking those down all season. And right here, this is 2 wide open shots. Barbosa just 2 for 9 from the field.
That is the saying here with coaches. There are 5 games a year that you cannot mess up. You can't improve them, or you can't mess them up if the team is playing well. Now, today for Phoenix, it's one of those days where nothing is going right, and you just have to accept it. Might not happen often, but you know they're going to be positive.
And throw it out of your head as Bryant and Thomas. Good sportsmanship there after the contact. Foul call on Kobe Bryant. Which Parker called the X Factor by Phil Jackson.
Now, that was just movement. Eye contact with Walton, and then the fact that Walton could deliver that pass. He gave him the head fake, and then he put the ball right on the money.
Parker was not expected to be the starter. Was only expected to be a backup, play maybe 20 minutes a game. Well, he's been the starter all season, and he's been a big help. Marion. Well, the Phoenix Suns looks like a team they can't wait for the playoffs to start. How hard is it going to be as a coach when you know that the game doesn't really mean anything at all for them to get your team to play with the intensity in a game like this?
Well, look, everyone is different. I don't think there are any specific ways to say, like, this is the only way. This is what you must do. All teams are different. The chemistry is different. The personality of the players, your star players, comes upon your guys that are there. The ones who are healthy and are playing. The key guys have got to step up and have a good game for you. Now, unfortunately for Phoenix today, outside of Marion, the rest of this team really struggling.
Barbosa finally knocks one down, but it's 71-49.
When you're coaching in a game like this, you just don't give up. Mike is up, he's talking, he's trying, because he knows if he can just get one good run and then get them within striking distance.
Bryant gets his own rebound.
And there's a guy
triple team. That's a perfect word.
Yeah, well, he was looking for the foul.
Barbosa, good defense from Walton to shut him down. Here's Marion.
Nice.
Blocked and a goaltend. Would have gone in anyway. Showing Marion now with 22.
Nice cut by Marion. Nice pass right on the money. Once again, see, Barbosa is struggling. He cannot get by in the open floor or in the half-court offense. So naturally, it's dropping down his creativity.
Just over 5 minutes gone by. Here in the third. Kwame Brown. Strong move, doesn't finish. Grant, good defense. That's stolen by Bryant.
He measured that.
Bryant, and a foul.
Well, that happened right in front of us, Mike. That was beautiful because he almost was back at the half-court line. He measured that pass. He suckered the pass and then made the explosion and go for the steal. Just keep an eye to the left of your screen here. Look right there. See, he just laid back in the woods, made that strong move, and then once he get the ball, you know he's going all the way, going strong.
Kwame Brown was open underneath. Bryant took it right to Grant. And he completes the three-point play as he hears more MVP chants. It's been happening all afternoon. Lakers back up by 23. Bryant's got 30. Again, if it holds out the way the standings are, these two teams will face each other starting next week in the opening round. Obviously, with Phoenix getting the home court advantage as the number 2 seed. Walton shotgun go. Here's Barbosa. He draws the foul.
When you're involved in a game like this and you're getting beat, your team's struggling, and you're on the road, all you want your team to do is run what your offensive theories are. We all know that it's an upbeat game for Phoenix, but you can't get upbeat if you're always taking the ball out of the basket. So consequently, that part has been negated. The Laker transition defense has been excellent, forcing Phoenix into a half-court game, and that's where the execution is bogged down.
As Barbosa hits the first and James Jones comes in. Remind you tonight on NBA TV, the Pistons will host Phoenix. Larry Brown will not be there. Brown has been sick the last couple of days, so Herb Williams will coach the team. And Wednesday on ESPN, Clippers and Mavs from Dallas, which could be a first-round preview. And then the Nuggets and the Sonics from Seattle. Doubleheader on Wednesday, which is the final day of the NBA's regular season.
Right now, Phoenix going small. They just came with Jones at the small forward position. You have Thomas in there with Diaw up front. And also with Marion as a 2.
Foul on the entry pass. We'll take a timeout. Just past the midway point of the third quarter. Lakers on their way to officially clinching their spot in the 2006 playoffs.
Not take a baby step. You have to say "may I" before you do that.
Could have very easily been a travel, but he's putting on a show from one of his boyhood idols as a player, who's here in the arena, and that's Mike D'Antoni, head coach of Phoenix. Of course, Kobe Bryant's dad, Joe Bryant, played in Italy. Kobe grew up, spent a lot of years in Italy as a youth, and when he was in the age of trying to learn the game and becoming a fan of basketball, D'Antoni was a huge star player in Italy.
Well voted the number 1 point guard in the history of the Italian League. Just to give you a Kobe's all-around game. Yeah, he's got the 30 points. How about the 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals?
It's right inside and gets the bounce. So 32 now for Kobe Bryant. That's one of the reasons why he wears number 8, because D'Antoni wore number 8 when he was a star in Italy.
I'm serious about that. Is he a flanker or is he a tight end? Because he catches the ball in traffic as well as anyone.
You could just name a sport. He could be a center fielder, a left winger.
Great hand. Great soft hand.
Diaw. I don't know if he'd be a good bowler, though. We'll have to check on that.
Now, I see Diaw got to step out here a little bit. He's 3 for 6 in this game. They've been able to shut him down.
Phoenix just trying to claw their way back in. They've been down by as many as 26. The whistle on the foul. Odom's dunk will not count.
Phil Jackson made a great point. without Shaq, he's able to post up more. He's very dangerous with his back to the basket. And you can see all day today Phoenix running, fronting him, running a guy at him. Once that happens and you get that trap, he will give it up. Now, Lamar Odom, without the ball, right down the middle of the lane. The ball was right to him. Easy score.
Well, the Suns in the penalty. You talked about this earlier this season. The physical and mental demands on someone to have to really score 30 or more for your team to win night in and night out. That takes his toll, but he deals with it as well as anybody.
Well, he's in incredible physical condition, and he prepared himself for that over the summer and then in training camp. Now, you cannot, everybody, well, he takes 27 shots a game. Well, you got to get open to get 27 shots. So there's a lot of work here involved. Well, he gets to the line 10 times. Well, there's physical punishment being dealt out night in and night out. And as you know, when you're a top scorer in this league, you get hammered pretty good.
Tim Thomas just continues to miss 1 of 11. Walton alley-oop when he traveled.
I'm surprised that he did that. All Walton had to do was catch it and laid it up, rather than look for the sensational play.
Sometimes in these runaway games, these things happen. You see the shot distribution.
The main thing in Kobe's credit here is the fact that his shooting percentage is at 45 plus, and then also the three-point shooting is up around 35. So it isn't like a guy who's taking 27 shots and he's shooting in the high 30s or 40 or 41%.
Well, Tim Thomas is smart in that time. It's not going in from outside, so take it to the basket.
Like you say, any night you're struggling, get closer to the rim, take the ball off the drives.
Bryant, double team, knocked away.
And there are very few 3-on-2.
And a foul call on Walton as we send it over to Lisa.
Well, Mike, just to give you an idea of how much confidence the Lakers are playing with right now, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Lamar Odom coming into this game after getting his second consecutive triple-double. He says, it's funny, I fought all year long to get that first one as a Laker, and now I have 2 in a row. And he said, if you think about that, me getting triple-doubles every now and again, and Kobe Bryant putting up 30, 40, 50 points, for folks who don't think that we might be able to do some damage in the playoffs, they should think again. Mike?
Well, they had that Friday night game against Portland where Kobe Bryant had 50, Odom had a triple-double. And in the last 35 years, it's only happened 3 other times where in the same game, one teammate had 50-plus and another teammate had a triple-double. Last time it happened was Tracy Murray and Rod Strickland with Washington back in '98. Kalen Bird did it with Boston, and Reggie Miller and Michael Richardson did it with Indiana. So an unusual night as they just dominated Portland. Odom gets inside.
In a game like this, you're not going to get a flop, right? The referees are not going to call it because the referees are trying to get this game over with, okay? So consequently, they are going to award the offensive guy making the move.
It's everybody has to stay concentrated, whether you're an official. If you talk to referees, they will tell you that the toughest game for them to officiate is a blowout game.
This kind of a game.
Because you lose your concentration. The players sometimes don't do what they normally do.
Right. That's the move I love with Odom. And that is on the left side of the circle, taking it right down outside the lane and finishing with that left-handed hook. He's murder.
Back up to 19. By the way, they can't have this game go very long because the Clippers play here this afternoon, believe it or not. A 6 o'clock local start. So there's more NBA basketball. It's all Lakers so far. Lakers and all Kobe Bryant, who's been hearing the MVP chants throughout the afternoon. MVP race again, one of the best in a long time, and there's a number of real legitimate contenders here.
Now, when you look at this, there's 6 guys up on the board. You can vote for any one of the 6. And then also you have Wade, and then you have Carmelo Anthony. So there are 8 guys that you could spread this around for. For me, I'm picking Steve Nash. And the reason for that is there are only 5 teams in this league with 50 wins. They're one of the 5. They won their division. They also have 6 key new players to their team who are in the top 8 scorers. Now, in order to do that, you need somebody to band them together and then to play the style of play that they play. So for me, as a coach, he's the engine that makes it all go. Now, I know that the list of people that we showed you, every single guy has strong suits. Now it just comes down to which of the guys do you think had to overcome the most and bring it together with the chemistry and the intensity to win a division, win over 50 games.
That's, of course, the epitome of making his teammates better. Everybody that comes now, whether it's Phoenix or Dallas, they try the alley-oop. Spotted perfectly by Sean Marion, so that would mean Nash would make 2 in a row. But as you said, you could go the other 5 guys and make a legitimate, strong argument for all of them.
Mike, when you look at this, 7 Phoenix guys are having career years. 7 guys. This is a better defensive team. They also are doing a better job at getting to the line and then also shooting a higher percentage. The team has really improved. Now you can see right here, all of these guys are having career years. Well, you don't have career years unless the style of play is upbeat, totally unselfish, and you have a guy who can break the defensive down and then do his thing to get you the basketball, to get you high percentage shots.
If you want another argument, Newby, on Nash as the MVP, watch this game.
Well, we've been trying to bring that out, for the 3 quarters that were played, and there's no doubt about that. And you can see just by Barbosa. Barbosa is averaging 13 points a game for this team. But he gets his when he's playing the off-guard position with Steve Nash out there breaking things down and making the right decisions on the break.
Marion, tough shot, won't go. The Suns have cut it to 16 a couple of times. Actually got within 15. And not been able to get any further. They're trying to make a little bit of a run.
Now, I said at halftime, you don't give up on them. You just do not give up on them because they can run it. But they need their key people to step up. Can Dial get it going? Can Barbosa get off the schneid? All right? Now, the big thing is Marion is accepting it. He's coming at you, and he's coming at you hard. But he needs help from the other people.
Well, Kobe Bryant will go back to the line for his 16th and 17th free throw attempt. We talk about how good he is. You hear from other coaches. Mike D'Antoni said he's not sure if Kobe Bryant's the most valuable player, but he's certain that he's the best player. Mike Dunleavy, the coach of the Clippers, recently said that he feels from just a talent standpoint, Kobe Bryant may be better than Michael Jordan at this stage of his career. So the coaches are using superlatives. A key for him in continuing his development is become the leader, and that's been a part that he's improved on this year.
Everything comes down to what your definition of MVP is. That has a big bearing on how you would sway your vote. Now, you're coaching in this game, Mike. You're looking at this, it's 15. And you're thinking, the fan is sitting here, he still thinks the Lakers are ahead by 25.
That's right.
Okay? But when you're coaching a game like this, and that's what I loved about D'Antoni, I want to bring out that point earlier. We said he continues to get on his guys. He's trying to get it within striking distance with 6 minutes on the clock. If you can get it to 6 minutes on the clock and you're only down 8 or 9 points, you can win it because they are the number 1 3-point shooting team on the lane in this league, and they cannot continue at this pace. They're 6 for 20.
And they also, as we wind down the quarter, they need to learn to play without Nash. What if he gets in foul trouble in a playoff game or turns an ankle? They've got to learn to play without him. House knocks it down. A 2-pointer for House. This is the closest they've been here in the second half.
Remember he said about paying attention?
Blocked by Marion and Odom. It seemed like the Lakers lost a little focus.
Well, that's when you go away from your power game. Go to your power game, off the dribble, posting up. That's how you got ahead by over 20 points.
They've cut what was a 26-point lead at half as we head to the fourth. A reminder, this presentation of the NBA on ABC continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Here's continuing a tradition of basketball and service to the community. Log on to NBA.com to enter for your chance to win a $2,000 NBA Cares Fan Appreciation Scholarship. Fourth quarter underway. The Lakers are in a runaway, up by as many as 26 in the third, and all of a sudden, the Suns with a little comeback. And Bryant way short. And the Lakers have lost their edge.
Yes, they have. And the old story of they're pushing up too many threes. They're 2 for 13 in threes. You do not have to take that. You have proven that you can score on Phoenix below the foul line.
Dial It's inside Boris Diaw. Diaw now has 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 12 assists. He had a triple-double in their last game.
He's working, Mike, but they need him to score. They've got to have an extra score here. Marion's doing it, Barbosa, but they need that third guy to step up here.
It's the closest they've been since the first quarter. Bryant gets it back, blocked, but a foul as Barbosa hit him.
Now that was incredible athleticism. He dribbled right into that triple team. He gets the first one blocked. He out-scrambles them for the basketball, and then he goes up and he gets fouled. Now just keep an eye on this. Just watch. He dribbles right into the triple team. He gets the block, yeah, but he chases it down right back up in your face.
Barbosa playing pretty well there. And Bryant to add to his game-high 35. And it's now 14, check that, 15 of 18 from the free throw line.
In the first quarter, we said you have to pay attention when you play Phoenix. They're going to be runs, they're going to be up and down. Then we also know that you have got to take care of tempo. You cannot now play their game, which is a perimeter game. You have to understand your game plan and stay with it for the full 48 minutes.
Game started with the Lakers leading 16-1. They go back to 26 at one point.
Odom just did a great job on Barbosa.
And Barbosa, who couldn't hit anything earlier, now is starting to find the range.
Barbosa said, Juby, I didn't want to go to the basket. I dribbled back out and took a shot about 8 feet deeper than that.
Be quiet, coach.
That's right. That's exactly right. I'm on a roll right now.
Devin George has come in along with Sasha Vujacic. Bryant wants the ball.
Yeah, Barbosa's trying to front him.
Odom. Bryant on the foul.
He's all over the place. He just ran that ball down. Never assume that a guy's going to make a drive to the basket. Go and look for the rebound.
That was his 7th rebound, and now 39 points. The Lakers have picked up the defensive intensity, which they lost in the third. House blocked. Bryant cut with a nice rejection.
He came from the other side of the lane, Mike.
George, the big height advantage on Eddie House. And Devin George quickly puts it right back up to 15.
He's been very quiet today. He's been fatter. He has not played 10 minutes. He's 2 for 2 from the field.
Eddie House. The Suns have a bit of their rhythm back right now.
Yeah, Vujacic right there was looking for an offensive foul by Grant. He thought that Grant on that screen moved and picked him off.
And Barbosa putting his hands on Kobe Bryant. It's 5 on Barbosa. Again, right now, the Suns playing without their best perimeter defender in Raja Bell, out with the quad injury. Barbosa's played him physical, though.
Well, through this game, they've rotated different people on Kobe, and that's what it takes, because his stamina is so big that you're trying to front him. That takes a lot out of you because there's a ton of contact going on.
And that won't count. A whistle. It's going to go against Barbosa. He's down.
Oh, that's it. I see. That's a tough break for Phoenix right there.
Much to the delight of the Laker crowd.
Yeah, now just keep an eye on this. See, Barbosa's trying to discourage the pass down inside. All right? He's not going to allow Kobe to post them up. Now, right here, see right there, Kobe's trying to get over the top. The call is that he was moving in with his lower part of the body, and that's what they call the foul.
Third time this season that Barbosa has fouled out, just when he was starting to find the range after struggling early.
Now, they'll go with House on the point right now. They're taking Diaw out, and they're putting Sean Marion on Kobe Bryant. He's been on him throughout the game.
Suns normally a very deep team, but they're all banged up. And here comes Eddie House. 13-point game, still over 9 minutes remaining. Sean Marion has played well. Odom, good job defensively.
Nice pass.
Steve Billy, not even close.
Good ball movement, though, Mike. Good ball movement. They got an open shot.
It's Vujacic, George, Odom, Cook, and Kobe Bryant, who's played all but 3.5 minutes. Vujacic, and Bryant was out of bounds. He's mad at himself.
Kobe Bryant just posted up. Got a pass. It was that must come down at playoff time. But then again, you have a day off in between games, Mike, and that will be a major help for them because of the pace that they play at.
James Jones misfires. And also, Mike D'Antoni has cut back on his starters minutes recently.
Absolutely.
They had the Amari Stoudemire situation, which we spoke of. Lakers try to hold off what would be a huge Phoenix comeback. And doing it without their MVP. Kobe Bryant can't connect. Bryant from the field, now 11 of 27.
Yeah, he's a little cold in the second half, no doubt about that. But then, so again, are the Lakers. The Lakers are down to like 41, 42% shooting in this game now.
Bryant cooked the foul as we send it back to Lisa.
Well, Mike, remember at halftime I told you how disappointed Mike D'Antoni was with the intensity level of his team during that last huddle. You could hear him over there saying, great job, we are right back in this thing, and you guys are doing a heck of a job. So obviously he's much more pleased with their intensity level right now, bringing this back to within 13. Mike?
And that defensive intensity has helped their offense. They're shooting much better. Eddie House, tough shot off the dribble, in and out. Skeeter's Billy nearly tipped it in, but they're going to call him for a foul.
Yeah, over the back.
So a loose ball foul on Skeeter's Billy.
Yeah, he's come in and, you know, he had a nice first half, and in the second half, he ran that ball down. And you like to see that because if you are shooting a low percentage, come on, there's a lot of misses, so consequently, you can get to the offensive player. Get some second shots.
Skeeter's Billy they got from Minnesota back in January. From the Republic of Georgia, played early in Denver in his career as Devin George knocks down a quick three-pointer, and that gives the Lakers. As Marion comes back off the mark, it's back up to 16.
At the other end of the floor on that three-point attempt, that was a beautiful baseline screen, and in the fact that Odom could put the ball on that diagonal pass right on the money.
Here on the big scoreboard after he hit the three, they gave the 3 points to Phoenix, and it looked like it was a 10-point game. The crowd said, "What's going on?" Now it's got it correct. Marion, not that time. Kobe Bryant with 39, the game's leading scorer, getting to the free throw line without a problem. And Grant with a foul.
When you're watching Kobe dribble, Mike, it's just nice to watch. He's like a lot like Larry Bird. They do things in slow motion. And then all of a sudden, boom, the quickness happens. He was quicker than Bird, but they do things. They size the defense up. They're never in a hurry. They make it happen. And then when the explosion comes, the fact that he's an acrobat, you know, he's just going to make impossible things look easy.
Just reading recently about Bryant during the course of this year, went back to his old high school, Lower Merion, just outside of Philadelphia, and he donated lots of equipment for the girls basketball team there. He also became very interested in the boys basketball team before a state championship. He called some of the players. He talked to the coach, trying to get back to his roots back in Philadelphia. And it was a huge boost for all the young players there. I appreciated him. Donated sneakers and the likes. He's back up to 18. Just over 5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. And Jones is fouled by George.
It's about time that they fixed that scoreboard. Okay.
The crowd was nervous.
Oh, my. Scoreboard had it a 10-point game there for quite a few minutes.
It was a 26-point lead. Phoenix cut it to 11. But it's right back up to 18. Eddie House, Skeeter's Billy, Marion. Boy, that shot, he's hit about 5 of them here this afternoon.
So uncanny, and mainly because he always swishes the shot, no matter what the angle is.
Bryant gets hammered, and he'll go back to the line.
Well, they've converged on him all day long. They're saying every time that you put it down, you're going right into a double or a triple team. And you can see the shirts. They come right at him, and they hit him. Now, you see when you say, well, he gets to the line, look how many times. This will be probably 20 and 21 attempts. How about how hard he was just hit? That was just not a love tap. He got hammered by both guys.
Now from the free throw line, 19 of 22. He's got 42 for the game. Remember, he had 51 the last time they played Phoenix, so it was 10 days ago. And he's got over 6.5 minutes to reach the 50-point mark again. He's done it 6 times already this season. Some of the Suns reserves getting some extra minutes, like Steve Billy, who has not played much since being acquired. Marion's pass inside, and Skeeter's really able to put it in.
Now, he's done a terrific job running without the ball, trying to help out. But I also like the fact that they had to maximize their 24-second clock if I'm cheering for L.A. because L.A. has really gotten up in there and they're denying a lot of passes.
Bryant goes right at Skeeter's Billy, who lost it. And it's going to be Phoenix ball. Just past the midway point of the fourth quarter. Kobe Bryant.
Well, he does play 41 minutes. Okay, he plays 41 minutes a game, and he gets to the foul line.
Skeeter's Billy way short. But Cook started to rub the floor, and Skeeter's Billy got his offensive rebound. Diaw, scoop shot. Dio back to 14. Boris Dio now just 2 rebounds shy of his second straight triple-double, as Bryant's getting a rare rest.
Bill's trying to give, action here right now to McKee, and then also key minutes for guys like Cook and George.
He can use McKee with his playoff experience come postseason time. Cook, nice turnaround from Brian Cook.
He gives you that fade, Mike. He gives you the fade. He goes all the way back and then he shoots a, you want to say it's a raindrop.
Third-year forward out of Illinois, was a terrific college player. He'd like to get more minutes as he's improved every year. Foul on the pass-off on Vujicic. And they're not in the penalty yet. 14th foul. Vujicic at times has helped him out. Just his second year from Slovenia. He's only 22 years old. Played pro ball in Europe for 4 years. Look at Skeeter's Billy. Skeeter's Billy shot won't go. Marion for 3. And Lamar Odom with another rebound. How about Odom? 14 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists.
That's how he's been playing since the All-Star game. Very consistent. And with him out there right now, you know that he's going to calm this group down, get him into the triangle offense, get it whatever Phil wants to run. There's your triangle on the left side of the floor.
Shot clock at 3. George looking up. In and out. Cook keeps it alive. And Diaw stepped out of bounds. Good hustle from Brian Cook as Steve Javy.
Javy's down.
Gets a little rest.
Yeah. I like the fan. The fan, was that Penny Marshall who caught him? Yes, it was.
4:07 remaining. Couple of runs here in the fourth, but they've not been able to get it to single digits since late in the first quarter. Vujicic for 3. Knocks it down. And the lead is back up to 19.
Yeah, he's had a tough game today because every time that he's denying his man, he's getting hit by being pushed off, and he's not getting the call. So I'm glad to see him make that 3.
Phil Jackson loves Vujicic because he plays with passion all the time. Foul call on Devin George, not a smart foul. Puts him in the penalty.
Well, when you have your bench guys, Mike, you're looking for people who understand their roles. Understand when they go in, what is your role? Are you a defender here? Are you the playmaker? Are you one of the 3 guys that are going to be our main 3 offensive threats?
Nobody going to the line for the Phoenix Suns. It's Diaw who should be going. He didn't realize it. Now he comes up to the line. Boris Diaw, maybe the leading candidate for most improved. The third-year man out of France. First 2 years with Atlanta, didn't play a lot. Really, in some ways, played out of position at the guard. They've moved him right in the front court, and he has had a sensational season.
Well, I feel that he's going to be a runaway winner of that award. Now, there are some guys who are having terrific years this year, but he is way out in front, and he's doing it for a team that is a division winner.
Great pass from Vujicic, but George couldn't finish it. Eddie House looking to get it up quickly. James Jones, the contested shot. George continues to commit bad fouls out on the perimeter. He doesn't want to look over at the bench. Phil Jackson has said he's set a record this year for himself in calling timeouts. For many years he's let teams play through rough stretches, but this times he's had to call them, and Jones hits the first. We'll remind you, gear up for the playoffs. Caps from the NBAstore.com. A wide selection of styles for all teams available. Shop now at the NBA Store at NBAstore.com. George sits down. .3:18 remaining. A 16-point Laker lead.
Now, Walton has played a half a game here today. Forget the 6 points. He's got 8 rebounds and 5 assists and 3 steals. So he's that nice complimentary guy on that first unit.
Always looks to pass first. Vujicic. Oh, pretty play.
Absolutely. Pretty is right.
Vujicic, a former first-round pick of the Lakers. And James Jones comes back and hits a 3.
He's having a great year in regards to not only the points that he's scoring, but also the fact that he's shooting that 3. He takes 4 a game. He shoots it at 38%. So when you're playing him, once again, Phoenix has guys that they must put the ball down on the floor.
And there's a foul.
Out of bounds! White ball! Thanks, Mike. Sorry, bud. I'm not good. I didn't like it either.
Steve Javie, in his 20th year as an NBA ref, many consider him the best in the business right now. Always ranked among the tops, and comes from a family of officiating, including his late dad Stan, who was an NFL referee and did many Super Bowls. His late dad for 30 years in the NFL. He'd be proud of his son the way he has grown as an NBA ref. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth. 16-point Laker lead. Diaw, alley-oop for Pat Burke. Ball blocked. Burke says, "Where's the foul?" Andrew Bynum, youngest player ever to play in the NBA. There he is. The high school kid from New Jersey, 18 years old, is in the game. Stripped by James Jones. Turnover.
I was happy that the Lakers went right into Bynum. And then when he kicked it out, they went right back into him again. Unfortunately, Phoenix ran that double team from the baseline. He never saw Jones on the steal.
Here's Bynum. From Jackson. Walton steps back. And Vujicic comes up with it.
Yeah, pull it back out, set up, run your stuff. Coaches always want the second unit guys to stay organized, stay within what we're doing.
And Jackson knocks down a 3. Jackson has tied the NBA record for playing for 12 different NBA teams. Hasn't been playing a lot since coming here, but maybe an important part off the bench in the playoffs. Diaw shot won't go, and Aaron McKee the board. Now, if you're wondering why the crowd is cheering so much as Jackson misses every time they stop Phoenix, they've got one of those promotions here. If they hold the opponent under 90, free Taco Bell. The crowd is very much into it. Oh, they're not going to like this call.
Yeah, loose ball foul.
Luke Walton called for the loose ball foul. Kobe Bryant, 43-point, 8 rebound, 5 assist afternoon in 39 minutes of play.
They got good contributions by 2 guys. Kwame Brown with the 10 points and the 7 rebounds. And Smush Parker, very quietly, 12 points and 8 rebounds at a guard position.
There you see Brown come a long way. When Mim went down with the injury, and Smush Parker, as we said, all season long is surprised. These are the kind of surprises that have helped the development of this Laker team. And he misses a second free throw, and this very hungry crowd is still alive. Something like a free taco on Easter.
Nice backdoor.
Jackson can't hit. The crowd is chanting, "We want tacos." We've seen it all. You mean the evolution of basketball.
There you go. They're getting it all here today. They're getting a playoff berth, plus they got maybe get that taco.
What concerns me is that they're putting more into this chant than the MVP chant. Luke Walton inside. They need one more stop.
One stop.
Well, the fans perhaps celebrating free food, but will also get a chance to celebrate the Lakers clinching a playoff berth. Will they stop them?
Yes. Yes. All right.
The big defensive stop and free tacos for the Laker fans here at the Staples Center.
The fans do not want a foul. They do not want a foul.
As we wind down, it's official for the Lakers. They clinch the playoff berth as they